I was pretty close, about 500 feet from the explosion. Only got thrown around a little bit, but 2 people died, and that still weighs in my head, I think. 2 people came to work that day and didn't go home. Sorry.
On August 11th, 2025, an explosion occurred at Clairton Coke Works, killing 2 and leaving several hospitalized.
My very, very first thought was, oh, this is what being dead's like. I couldn't see. I felt two waves hit me pretty quick, bam, bam. Dust, black dust was flying everywhere, so we couldn't see anything.
So on the morning of August 11th, we were performing routine maintenance on a series of valves. The combination of using high pressure water and closing the valve led to the failure of the valve.
Well, we haven't determined cause yet, so I'll state that most importantly. Cause will be determined in our final report. So far, we know there was a release of coke oven gas. That coke oven gas contacted an ignition source, and it exploded. There were multiple valves found damaged at the scene.
And we're real close to where the actual north boundary is for Clairton Works, so you'll get an idea of just how big it is. They shut off the plant air, and that's when they were able to hear Eli screaming that, he needed rescued. Once he got down onto the ground level, we had to pass his stretcher from person to person because there was so much rubble everywhere. I've had some days where I can't really motivate myself to go. I've been there 25 years. There's been guys who have lost legs from railed equipment running over them and bad falls, and nothing has affected me like this has.
All right, brother. All right, man. Be safe. See you too.
The company needs to do an evaluation to make sure that the place that they choose to relocate their people and that the buildings that they rebuild are not, you're not just moving it from one hazardous location to another hazardous location, for example.
Some current steelworkers like Huff are seeing change under the new ownership of the Japanese company Nippon Steel, who acquired U.S. Steel in June for nearly $15 billion.
I've been sitting there for the last 5 months watching them rebuild. I firmly believe if Nippon hadn't taken over, wouldn't be happening. Does it make me feel any safer? I don't know. I saw what U.S. Steel was doing before the explosion, which was nothing. They were literally letting the place fall apart. I don't blame that for the explosion, though.
However, there's continued skepticism around improvements and questions about how much Nippon will actually invest into Clairton Coke Works and the Mon Valley, while management and operations are still run by U.S. Steel.
They got into a fix it when it breaks mentality, and I see that changing a little bit, but I'm telling you, Nippon's got a long way to go, but U.S. Steel dug a pretty deep hole for Nippon to try to climb out of.
Before I quit, I went around with everyone I worked on the plant with. They would sign their name, wish well. You could always get gloves. Boots was never a problem. Oranges was never a problem. Hearing protection, respirator, they never cut back on that. But maintenance-wise, like fixing machines and this and that, like it better be detrimental or we better have it on hand, because at that time they were cutting costs on everything.
In an email response to inquiry from Public Source and the Associated Press, U.S. Steel said, quote, "Safety is our core value and shapes our culture, influences how we lead, and anchors our responsibility to ensure that every employee returns home safely every single day."
Do I hope we're around for a very long time? Yes. Do I hope they continue on the path they are on to keep cleaning the air? Like you said, they can only clean it so much, and it is a coke plant. But continue to make steel in the Mon Valley and do it as cleanly and safely as they possibly can? Yeah, I hope so. And I hope Nippon's investment here is what does it.